Take a deep breath in and exhale gently. This is a meditation about family. Not just the closeness we may have had once, but the complexity that often grows between us over time. This is about the moments when distance forms, sometimes with sharp words, and sometimes in the quiet absence of what was never spoken. Sometimes those distances need to remain for safety, for sanity, for self-preservation. Estrangement isn't always something to undo. Boundaries are not always bridges to be crossed. And yet, sometimes reconnection is possible. Not through agreement, but through compassion. Not in grand gestures, but in small, steady moments of showing up. This meditation holds space for all of it. Wherever you are in your journey, with a parent, a sibling, a child, or a chosen family, you're welcome here. We begin now, walking gently into nature's embrace. The air is cool and crisp as we begin our path. Mist hangs in the branches above, softening the edges of the trees. Snow flurries cling to needles and leaves, swirling gently beneath a sky heavy with dense gray clouds. There's a quiet beauty in this stillness, and also a familiarity to the chill. Family estrangement can feel like this. A fog has settled over what once felt clear. You remember the warmth of connection, but now it feels out of reach, obscured by time, tension, or emotional weather. You walk forward, uncertain if you'll find a clearing. Let yourself feel that now. The grief that comes with distance, the love that still lingers underneath the silence, the ache of something unresolved. And yet, even as you walk through this cold, remember this. Beneath every frozen surface, water still flows. Emotion still moves. Connection may still be waiting, quietly, underneath it all. The trail weaves forward, sometimes steep, sometimes soft underfoot. And beside you, at least in memory, walks someone from your past. You may not see eye to eye. Your paths have diverged. What once felt shared now feels divided by belief or identity or experience. Still, there was a time you walked together, a time when your values may have overlapped, a time when you knew how to laugh without hesitation. For me, that person was my brother. We'd gone our separate ways in thought, in politics, and how we move through the world. And then something shifted, not through long conversations, but through caregiving. When our mother's health declined, we began to move in tandem again, almost effortlessly, surprisingly aligned. There was a natural rhythm between us, a shared sense of purpose, a caring presence that needed no explanation. He showed up daily, caring for her with unwavering dedication, advocating for her needs, doing everything within his power to ease her pain and bring comfort to her final days. And I showed up too, from afar, coordinating care, speaking with medical providers, helping with moves, and holding space in every way I could. Together, we formed a team, not perfect, not planned, but profoundly present. That shared rhythm softened something between us. It reminded me of what connection can look like, even when our beliefs still differ. Think of someone in your life like that. Is there a memory where you moved together, even if only briefly? Let that surface. Let yourself walk with it for a while. A stream crosses the trail, its current steady but not forceful. You find your footing, stepping lightly from rock to rock. Nature shows us something important here. Connection doesn't require rushing. It doesn't demand that we leap. It asks that we move with care, that we find our balance even in the in-between. Sometimes we expect healing to be a dramatic event, an apology, a deep conversation, a sudden reunion. But more often, it looks like this: a shared task, a kind gesture, a memory offered with gentleness. Even a deer standing still in the distance reminds us presence can be powerful. Quietness can be connection. Let your breath slow here. Imagine one small moment where something thawed, where someone surprised you with their presence, their effort, their care. That moment doesn't erase the pain, but it does change the story. It says we may not agree, but we're both still trying in our own way. We arrive now at a waterfall, its steady rhythm cascading over worn stone. You pause nearby, watching the water pour and plunge, never hesitating, never holding back. This is a space for grief, for truth, for memory. Loss has a way of clarifying what matters. In the face of mortality, old fights often lose their sharpness. What remains is the desire to be present, to help, to bear witness to someone's life and to your shared past. During the final season of my mother's life, I saw my brother differently, through the lens of care, through the tenderness of routine, through the way we formed a team, deeply committed. You may have experienced something like this, a time when shared responsibility reopened a closed door, when caregiving allowed you to see someone's capacity for love, not through their words, but their actions. Let yourself breathe into that. The water before you doesn't ask for a decision. It simply reflects what is. It holds all of you, your sorrow, your hope, your doubt. Let the stillness hold it too. As you continue walking, you notice the light beginning to change. Clouds shift, a breeze moves through the branches, and slowly sunlight begins to pour through the trees. It's not dramatic, but it's felt. There's warmth where there was only gray. This light doesn't promise that everything will be okay. It doesn't erase what was said or unsaid, but it reminds us that openings exist, that change is always possible, that even after a long season of disconnect, a softening can occur. Sometimes it's as small as a check-in message, a shared laugh over an old photo, a moment where you see the child inside someone who now feels like a stranger. You don't need to make contact today. You don't need to forgive or return. But what would it feel like to hold less resentment, to carry more compassion, to see the hurt not only in yourself, but in them? As the light filters through the canopy, ask yourself, where am I willing to soften? Not to be vulnerable without safety, but to remain human amidst the complexity. The trail opens now into a quiet meadow or overlook. You pause, letting the landscape stretch around you. This is the space where everything is allowed to exist. The boundary that was necessary, the connection that surprised you, the part of you that still longs, and the part of you that may never go back. All of it belongs. Family isn't always who raised us or who shares our name. Sometimes family becomes who shows up, who listens, who grows, who tries again. Estrangement is real. Sometimes it's the healthiest choice. And sometimes reconnection comes quietly, like a stream after a snow melt, making its way around rocks that once seemed immovable. Let your breath deepen. Let your heart be honest. Let your spirit be free to choose what's right for you. You are not obligated to repair what harmed you, but you are allowed to reclaim what still holds love. You are allowed to hold both truth and tenderness. As this meditation draws to a close, breathe once more into the present moment. Feel your feet beneath you, your breath steady, your heart more open, even if slightly. What you carry forward from here is yours to choose. Maybe it's the decision to hold someone in compassion, even if you never speak again. Maybe it's the curiosity to reach out, or maybe it's the relief in knowing you've already done enough. Wherever you land, trust it. You are the expert on your own healing. If you want deeper support in navigating family estrangement or emotional reconnection, I offer psychotherapy for California residents. You can find more details in the description. You can grieve and still feel gratitude. You can protect yourself and still carry hope. You can walk your path with or without others and know it's enough. Take good care.